All right, I had a customer reach out from high school, a friend, and asked if I would build her dining room table. And I absolutely agreed to do this thing. We picked out a slab of sweet gum from Oddwood Lumber in Port Richey. Had a hard time shaping this, but. So we are on our third coat of liquid glass. I wanted to seal it up with some deep pour, super clear, so that it has a longer time to liquefy, to get thinner, and to make its way down into all these cracks. And I'm very glad that I did. It sealed up really well. There wasn't a whole lot of bubbles that came out of the sides after we poured this blue, cobalt blue in it. It was a couple rounds, but instead of mixing up a whole bunch of it and wasting it like I've done and like I see other people doing, I'd rather just mix it little by little and pour it. So now with this thing, I've mixed up 3 separate batches of cobalt blue. The first one was a little too light. Poured it in and wasn't happy with how solid the blue was. So mixed up another 4.5 liters, added some more flake, and still wasn't really happy with it. So now for the third time, I've mixed up 4.5 liters, added the whole rest of the bag of flake, and I think, you know, it's coming out nice. It's at the height I'd like it at. Love the way these things look once they dry. It's like looking into a mirror. And when you can see your roof, you know, your ceiling, when you can see outside of your door and you can see the reflection of the trees or something like that, like the front of your car, it's just like, it's just one of those feelings. It's a beautiful thing. So this thing turned out great so far. I have to put a little bit more color on top of it. Some battleship gray, some white, and some Caribbean blue. Check it out though. And so it's 6 hours and 19 minutes into it. And I'm thrilled at how the swirls are holding. I'm really happy with how much the white has dissipated. It's a little heavy in one area, but it looks fantastic. The designs are holding. It's a little gel-like. I think I am gonna wait another hour, hour and a half, come back and just put some final touches on swirling. You know, by then it'll be, it'll only be like 9:30, 10 o'clock, something like that. But here's what we have so far. Able to drag some designs into it, and they're holding, which I'm really happy with. Yeah, I like it. Like I said, a little heavy here, but I think overall it looks great. So yesterday's crime scene looks like this. It's epoxy. This is all stuck on epoxy, stuck on epoxy, stuck on epoxy. That's a whole jug of epoxy. This is a whole thing of epoxy. It's all filled in here. This is a whole thing of epoxy. And pick up the trash can from that. Because yesterday, I poured the other colors on top of the blue. I let the blue dry. And I mixed up the other colors that the customer wanted. Battleship gray and pure white. And so I realized after I poured the colors in there that they were going to mix together. So I let it, I prayed about it, let it do its thing. Came back after 6 hours to swirl the colors gently to see what they would do. And they just started like taking over the blue. I waited again. So came back at midnight last night and they just, you know, the colors just kind of separated. And then I came back, I think at 2 a.m. and I was not happy with it. I let it do its thing for a little while longer. I came back at 4 a.m. and by then I believe it was 12 hours after the pour, hoping that it would stay, and it was just very, it took away from how much this pops out. And it was cloudy, wasn't consistent designs in it, wasn't consistent, swirls. It was just wasn't really happy with it. And that was at that point, that was the last chance I had to get that stuff out of here, or I was grinding it all down. So I scooped the stuff out. I mean, used so many sets of gloves to just push with plastic paddles and, stir sticks, and like gooped the stuff out of there as best I could. Scooped it out with buckets, and I'm really glad that it was disappointing, but I'm really glad that I did. It's going to be challenging getting the rest of this stuff off. You can still see there's a lot of silver. There's some in here. There's still a lot. This is still a little wet. There's a lot of color here. It didn't look good at all. And I would rather take all this out, sand all this down. If I got to take a Dremel into here, whatever I got to do to get all this off, this will get planed down anyway. And I'm really glad that I got it all out. Looks fantastic with just blue. Let it naturally make its own patterns. Customer ordered powder coated black legs, I think from like Etsy or something like that. And then this is a good thick layer of tabletop epoxy, super clear. Looks so good when it pours. It's just outstanding looking. And this was my first time using a router and then a jigsaw to cut out a template. It was a scary process because it was like shooting chunks of epoxy all over the place, but it turned out really well. I've since burnt up that router and 3 or 4 others. I finally got me a big, beautiful Bosch. And flipping that thing over always makes me nervous. Every time I have to flip a table or I have to move it, I'm typically by myself. It always makes me super nervous. But in that, since I lifted it up and I could see through and it was bright blue, what I realized is that I'd really like to make a front door. And you'd be able to see the light through one side or the other, but, whatever. That'll be a project down the road. I have a design for it already. But look at that thing. Look at that. It's like glass. This is my friend Justin McFadden at Advanced Detailing, and he came and put ceramic coating on it, and the thing is outstanding. The customer is super happy. I actually since had to go back, get it, because there were a bunch of little hairline scratches that I couldn't get off. So I went and got the table from her, brought it back to my shop, redid it, and that's the final product. And it turned